vision is my vision. Trayvon died because he wore a hoodie. True Peace, Kens. Man, it is June 7th, 2020, and I'm back at y'all with another one, man. I just got this in the email, so I'd like to go ahead and put it out. Mechanism of White Supremacy. Man, that's the headline. Peep the same. I don't even know who it was I overheard on a talk radio program being broadcast at a local restaurant. Maybe Rush Limbaugh or Sean Hannity. But anyway, they were interviewing some Black Caucus type people about the riots, and the man kept referring to the mechanism of white supremacy over and over, but he never got down to identifying exactly what this mechanism is or describing how this machine works. Well, we have found the mechanism and its entire history ready for the review and response of all Americans. It's called Municipal United States Citizenship, or in the words of the now completely irrelevant 14th Amendment, citizens of the United States. These citizens are slaves owned by the municipal United States government. When the rats abolished private slave ownership, they enshrined public slave ownership. Former plantation slaves were the first victims of this travesty, but in 1933, FDR opened the floodgates of a new ruse to include all the white employees and dependents of the municipal government too. So how did you or I become misidentified as a municipal United States citizen? We were given the gift of a municipal citizenship without our knowledge. This complementary gift citizenship status is literally the mechanism of white supremacy, only it should more properly be called mechanism of corporate supremacy, because it has been applied to all Americans without respect to color or creed. To better visualize this, pretend that someone gave you a house in Manhattan without telling you a thing about it. Does owning a house in Manhattan make you a New Yorker? No. Does it make you a citizen of NYC? No. But so as long as you don't know that you now own a house in Manhattan, you can't speak up and say so, can you? So now they start sending you bills related to this gift house in Manhattan, disguised as property taxes and utility bills and all sorts of other charges. What if you don't want or need a house in Manhattan and don't want to act as an absentee landlord and certainly don't want to pay for all the taxes and other expenses related to this gift property that you don't even know or you own and get no benefit from? That costs you thousands of dollars every year, and that gives foreign courts an excuse to address you and subject you as a slave to their foreign courts. Well, I think you'll want to give that gift right back to the perpetrators, right? Right. Or if you weren't terribly fond of cousin Jack, you might give him the gift. Who knows? Maybe he wants a house in Manhattan. The house in Manhattan is the straw man municipal trust operated by the municipal United States government in your name. You don't want it, you don't need it, and so long as you hold on to it or fail to control it, you are liable for it. This is the mechanism of white supremacy that has been used to oppress black Americans since 1868 and white Americans too since 1933. And now that we know what it is and how it works, we can address it together as one people. It is time for all such obligatory fostered off citizenship, masking slavery to end. Now that we know the mechanism, back to the rest of the story. The talk show host went on without exploring the mechanism, but asked two more questions that stopped the show. One, if this had happened to a white man, would we even know about it? Two, why do colored people continue to elect Democrats who, even though they have entirely decades in which they have controlled both houses of Congress and the presidency, have never delivered? Both these questions elicited a long silence, noticeably long, as if for just a moment all the assumptions and indoctrination stopped. A ray of truth broke through, and everyone realized, yeah, we are being victimized. Yeah, it is true. We gave the Democrats all that power for years, and they did nothing to stop the mechanism of white supremacy, also known as the mechanism of corporate supremacy.